Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello, welcome to second PU Business Studies online classes. In today's class, I am going to take up the steps in staffing process, that is selection. We already concluded recruitment, that is source of recruitment, and pros and cons, that is merits and demerits of both internal and external source of recruitment. Now, what is selection? I already explained while taking up the staffing process, steps in staffing process. Remember students, they will ask you one 8 marks question, either on staffing process or on selection process, and most of the students they gets confused. If they ask staffing process, the students will write selection process steps. So make sure both are totally different, and you should remember the points very clearly. Remember this. Yes, selection, once the recruitment ends, that is when the candidates submit their applications to the management, to the organization, the recruitment process comes to an end. Then starts the selection process. What is selection? In very simple terms, selection is the elimination. It is the elimination. In case of recruitment, it is positive one. We attract the people, we stimulate the people to apply for the job, which is positive one. We want maximum number of candidates to come and submit applications so that we can sort out and we can select the best among the that is pool of applicants. But here what we have to do is we have to eliminate the unwanted applications so that the best remains. Select the best and eliminate the rest. What we will do is, from the pool of applicants, we will match the criteria that is defined while stimulating the people to apply for the job. There will be some criteria, that is norms like age, qualification, experience, amount, that is salary demanded, all these things. These are the criteria on which the selection will be done. So what we will do is we will check whether the applicants, that is applications, are meeting the criteria that is decided by the organization or not. Those who are not meeting the criteria, that is the person who is above the age that is decided by the management, will be rejected. The person who has no sufficient qualification will be rejected. The person who has no experience will be rejected. Like that, we will reject everything. Then whatever remains, that will be the decision criteria, or only those applications will be taken for consideration, and from those applications we will do further process and others will be rejected at this stage. That is selection. Let us analyze the meaning by analyzing the definition of one management expert, that is Dale Yoder. According to Dale Yoder, selection is the process of choosing from among the candidates from within the organization or from the outside the most suitable person for the current position or for the future position. Very simple. So it's very clearly mentioned that from among the candidates from within the organization or from the outside. That means either from the internal source or from the external source, we will select the people. Internal source, very well known to you, promotion and transfer. External source, there are many sources. So what we will do is, selection is the process of choosing from among the candidates. We will choose, we will select, we will pick the candidates from either within from the within the organization or from the outside. Either from within the organization or from the outside, that is internal source or from external source, the most suitable person. That means from the pool of applicants, pool of applications, we will select the person who can do the work in a better way, who is most suitable, means the best one from the pool of applicants. We will select for the current position. Already there is a vacancy for which we are filling the position, and we have invited the applications and we have received the applications, and from them, from those applications or from those pool of applicants, we will select the best person who is suitable for the current position. That is, already there is a vacancy created, so that should be filled now itself. So we will select for the current position or for the future position. Now we called interview. We have invited applications. Applications have been segregated. Best candidates have been selected, and that will be kept pending. We will inform the candidates. We will let you know later, or we will give a telephone call, or we will send a message to you if selected. Then we will keep it as it is, and whenever vacancy arises in future, we will, already we did the work of, that is best candidates applications have been segregated. We will make call to them and we will inform them, come and join in our organization. That is for future position, the position that may arise in future. So that is the meaning of the selection. So we will select the best and eliminate the rest. That is what the meaning of Dale order about selection. Now moving on to the steps in selection process, or that is a selection process. What is selection process or steps in selection process? First one is preliminary screening. We have received a number of applications nowadays. Because most of the people are jobless. If we invite applications for 10 posts, we may get thousands of applications. Very difficult for the organization to sort out which is the best and which is the rest that is not required for us. So that is a challenging, there is a big challenge for the organization to select the people from a pool of applicants. So here preliminary screening, in the sense, the same thing we will do. We will take all the applications, we will see which are not meeting our norms or criteria. Those applications will be rejected, and then the remaining applications will be taken for consideration, and for them only we will send letters stating that on so and so date there will be a written test. Appear for that test. Then we will conduct the test. Then we will decide who did the best in the written test. The others will be rejected. Like that it will continue. There are different stages of selection. So this is preliminary screening, means at the beginning stage itself we will reject some applications which are not matching the criteria or requirement of the organization. That is called preliminary screening. Second one is selection tests. We will conduct a number of tests like intelligence test. Intelligence test is conducted to see the memory power of the candidate, or how intelligent he is in making decisions or taking decisions, how intelligent he is to solve a puzzle. Like that, some tricky questions will be asked in the test, so that by seeing the answers of the candidate, each candidate, or a case will be given, and comment on this. What is your opinion? Give your comments on this issue. If you were a manager, what decision you would have taken? Like that, such questions will be asked, so that the candidate will write something, and on the basis of the literature we will come to know what type of candidate he or she is, and how much intelligence the candidate has. That can be easily judged. That is called intelligence test. Then the organization may conduct aptitude test. Aptitude, not attitude, aptitude. Aptitude in the sense that is conducted to measure the desire of the candidate to learn new things or new skills. Whether the candidate is ready to accept new things, whether the candidate is ready to learn new things, new skills. So, we will come to know by seeing the attitude regarding aptitude. That is how the candidate will react, how the candidate will take the situation. What is the change in the that is candidate by seeing the questions or all these things. That is aptitude, that is desire to learn new things, whether the candidate is ready to accept the change or not. That is very important here. Then third one is personality test. Personality in the sense, it is not only the physique of the candidate, it is overall qualities of a candidate, like his dressing code, his appearance, then how he takes decisions, and his that is a maturity level, imagination, way of that is respecting others. All these things will be judged. These are the qualities of a person, and put together it is the personality of a candidate that will be judged by the organization, whether the candidate is having enough quality or not. So that is another test. Next one is trade or proficiency test. Trade or proficiency test. That means whether the candidate knows his work properly or not, how much knowledge the candidate has acquired regarding his job or the work that is to be performed in future in the organization or for which he has applied for. So that is, suppose a person who has applied for the post of a driver, he should know driving properly. That will be tested. We'll give him two-wheeler, four-wheeler or whatever it is, or whatever he is going to do in future, that will be given, and we will give him a test. So that we will come to know whether he is expert in the field or not. Or a chemical engineer, some chemicals will be given and he is supposed to give the properties. If two, that is things are mixed together, what will be the reaction, what is the quality of each of the chemicals, all these things, the chemical equations will be given, all these things will be asked to the candidate, so that the organization will come to know whether the person is expert in his field or not. Then interest tests, whether the candidate is interested in the job for which he is applying. That is, sometimes what happens, the person has no job, so he will apply somewhere for any job, suitable job. Then when the person is appointed in the organization, it will be difficult for the organization because everything should be taught. It is very difficult to teach everything in the organization. If the person has basic, that is skills or basic knowledge regarding the work he is going to do, it will be easier for the organization, and the candidate also will have interest in learning the job. Otherwise what happens, the person may lose interest because it is not his cup of tea. He may quit the job very soon, which will be a burden on the organization. All that is a cost, efforts and time that is spent to appoint that person will go as a waste. So there is no meaning. So for that reason, whether the candidate is really interested in doing the work for which he has submitted his application or not, that should be properly concluded. So this is another test that is conducted. Then next step is employment interview. After that is conducting various tests, those who qualify in the test, those who score well in the test, or those who show good performance in the test, they will be called for an employment interview. Here what happens, the employer or the organization will arrange for a face-to-face contact or the personal interview with the candidate. candidates will be called and there a number of questions will be asked. Like there will be a panel interview. Panel means the people from different fields, they will sit. One regarding general knowledge, one is expert in, that is maybe mechanical engineering, someone is expert in the field, that is maybe where he is supposed to work in production department, someone is expert in maybe accounts. So general questions will be asked, like general managers, they should know all the things, not only related to their job, but also general idea they should have, so that they can take good decision. So for that reason, those things will be assessed by that is employment interview, or there is a panel interview. Stress interview will be there. Stress interview in the sense, the candidate will be put under that is stress, very stress, deep stress. That is, some silly questions will be asked or irritating questions will be asked. What is your name? You will say, or express yourself. The person will start telling this, that and everything. He concludes. Then next question will be, why that name is kept to you? Is there any answer for that? He may say, or who kept that name to you? My mom. Whether he knows who has kept. He will tell some lies. Mom. Why it is kept like that? Then such continuously irritating questions will be asked. At last, the candidate gets high-tempered. Sometimes he may go out of the interview room, stating that what this hell is. I am not interested to join here. They are irritating me. They are asking silly questions for which there is no answer. So the person may get irritated. These type of interviews are conducted just to see whether the candidate remains stable in stress condition. In future, there may arise such a situation where it will put more pressure on the manager whether to take the decision or not. If he takes decision, it will be in favor of the employees against the management. If he is not taking the decision, then it will be in favor of management, may not be in favor of the workers. Workers may come in agitation. If he satisfies the workers, then the management may ask him, why did you take that decision? Who told you to take this decision? So that will be very confusing for the manager, and in such under such circumstances, the person gets totally under pressure. He goes under pressure. There will be more stress, and how the person reacts, whether he is cool-tempered, whether he handles the situation in a cool and mild way, such things will be tested by doing stress interview. So this is the intention of giving stress to the candidate, to see his patience level and how he reacts to the situation. These are the main criteria for conducting stress interview. Board interview, that is board members may sit and they may conduct interview. So these are different types of interviews that are conducted to the candidate to see whether he is fit for the job or not. Sometimes after asking all these questions, they may ask very personal questions like, how many people are there in your family? Tell me something about your family. How many earning members are there? What is the health condition of your parents? Are there any dependents on you? All these questions will be asked, because it may be possible that person is appointed today, tomorrow he may come and say, sir, I want to go early today, 2 hours early I want to go. Why? Because my mom is sick. Next day again he may come and he may say, my father is sick, I have to go early, 1 hour early today. Next day he may call from his home and may say, sir, I cannot attend on my duties today. Why? Because my mom is sick again. So these are none of the headaches of the management, because when the management or the organization pays salary to the employee, the organization expects in return something. If 10,000 rupees are paid, the management wants at least at least 15,000 to 20,000 from the employee. In worst case, at least 10,000, so that the employee is not a burden on the organization. Or sometimes he may come very late to the organization and emergency work was there, employee reaches very late and the total work gets confused. What is the use of that employee? So that from that angle the management will assess. Management has no concern regarding that is personal problems. Of course, being human beings, they may consider in some cases here and there, but not always. Every day if you come out with the reason, definitely they will say get out from this organization, because we have someone else to do the same work in a better way. So that is employment interview. Then reference and background check. That is, reference is asked to make sure whether the candidate is a genuine one, whether he is loyal, whether he has no other allegations or any problems like that, because the background also makes a lot of difference. Someone is from a political background, he may put pressure on the management, he may not do the work, he may insist other workers also to create a group. Informal group will be created, they may come in agitation because they have political power. So such things will be properly assessed by the organization, because the candidate should not be a problem in future for the organization. It should not become a mar on the progress of the organization. For that reason, they will ask reference and background check. Background in the sense from which family he has come from. Is not to see whether he is a Brahmin or Muslim or Catholic or whatever it is. No religion at all, because it is business organization. But to make sure that his family background is very good and there are no such problems in his family, they are respected in the society, then definitely the candidate will remain loyal and all these things. So that will be checked by the organization. Then selection decision will be taken. After doing all these things, if the organization thinks fine, the candidate is good, from all angles he is good, then the decision will be taken whether to select or not. But this will be done in consultation with the departmental head or the manager where the candidate is supposed to work in future, because there should be a long association in that department. So for that reason, the departmental HOD will be consulted, and in consultation with the departmental head, the candidate will be selected and will be sent to the concerned department. Otherwise, all of a sudden, if the management selects and sends it to the concerned department, there may be clash between the head of the department and the candidate, and it will be a big headache for the management. Again, the problem should be sorted out. Manager may be wrong in some cases, or the employee may be wrong. Again, it will be a big headache for the organization to solve the conflict between the employees. So for that reason, this will be done, selection decision will be taken in consultation with the head of the department or the manager. Medical examination, next step is medical examination, because some hidden problems may be there. Candidate may be suffering from such diseases where he may not be in a position to do some work. Like candidate is appointed today, next day he will come out with one reason, sir, I cannot work in computer because my eyesight is not very strong. Doctor told me not to work in computer for long hours, not more than 1 hour. And the person is selected to do work as an operator in the computer. Then do you think you will keep that employee in your organization? No. So it is better to confirm at the beginning itself whether the person has any health issues. Like nowadays, COVID-19, when a person travels from one state to another state, there will be a test. Person comes with a negative report from other state, When he reaches here, within 3 days, the person will suffer from that is positive. Very difficult. So for that reason, medical examination will be done, because in large organizations like giant organization, Tatas and all these Reliance and other industries, there will be a separate medical this department. Dispensary will be there, where that is qualified doctors will be appointed, and they will do that test. That's a medical examination will be done by them, and if the person is not suffering from major diseases, then definitely the person will be considered for further step. Then next step is job offer. If the candidate has no issues of health, then he will be given job offer. Offer in the sense it is not final, remember. All the terms and conditions of employment, the salary and the grade, designation, everything will be written in a letter, and which is signed by the general manager or a president of the organization, or the person in charge of that is human resources department. That will be given to the candidate, giving him sufficient date, maybe 21 days, 15 days, normally 1 month will be given, 1 month time will be given. See, this is, we have gone through your record, qualification, experience, everything, and you are one of the candidates selected for further decision. So we are giving appointment to you, we are giving job offer to you. Within a month, you must return. By this date, this should be returned to us. If you accept to the terms and conditions, sign over that is a duplicate copy and send it back to us. And within that time, the candidate, selected candidate, should return the duplicate copy of the offer letter by signing on the copy, and it should be returned to the organization. Once it is returned, then the contract is finalized. That is, you will become an employee of the organization. If it is not given by the selected candidate, then his candidature will be rejected. For that reason, the management will select more number of candidates. If we need 10 engineers, we may select 15, we will shortlist 15 or 20 engineers. And first top 10 will be given the offer letter. 1 or 2 may not accept. 1 or 2 may not accept the offer. Then next 11th and 12th will be given the offer, like that. So we will select the candidates. That is called job offer. Job offer is not the final appointment order. It is just to just an offer for the candidate to accept or otherwise the candidature or the job position. Then once the employee, that is candidate, selected candidate, if he returns the duplicate copy by signing on that, then it amounts to contract of employment, and appointment order, detailed appointment order containing the terms and conditions of that is a job will be given along with the terms of employment, and the work, job responsibility, job profile will be clearly described, will be clearly mentioned in the contract of employment. It will be issued mostly at the works or factory where the candidate is supposed to work. Suppose the Tata company, it has selected and finalized a candidate, then letter of offer will be given and the concerned candidate will be sent to the particular branch where the person is supposed to, the selected candidate is supposed to work, and there there is a personal department will issue that is a contract of employment or appointment order, so that, and that is the final, and the contract of job, that is a terms and conditions of job will be accepted. It is a proof that, legal proof that both the employer and employee have accepted to the terms and conditions mentioned in the appointment order. So that is about the steps in staffing process. So this is a 8 marks question in board exam. Make sure that is don't get confused with the staffing process. Here this starts from preliminary screening. There estimating manpower requirements, remember. Here also 8 points, there also you will have 8 points. So be careful about the two questions, they are totally different. Now write assignment for you. Mention various tests conducted, mention various tests conducted while selecting a candidate, for the job. Mention various tests conducted while selecting a candidate for the job. This is your assignment. Submit the assignment on time. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.